Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bake Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Friday night. It's been okay here. I supposed I had a doctor's appointment with mental health doctor today, but I didn't really sleep last night, so I was like, nah, I just, since I had another appointment scheduled for the same office for August 7th, I decided that I didn't need two back-to-back like that, so I would just cancel today and then go on the 7th. So I got plenty of medicine. I should be fine. But anyhow, so that's with that. And Wednesday, in case you haven't watched the replay of my live with Amy with Hooked on Wishing Crochet from yesterday afternoon, we had a blast, by the way. And Eva, my other bestie, my Louisiana bestie, that lives about 75 miles from me. She lives up closer to Kayla, Llama Mama Kayla, than I do. She lives probably within 20 or 30 miles of Kayla. So they could see each other more regularly than I could see either of them if they chose. And they are friends as well. So anyway, where was I? We did a live, and I sent Eva the link to the StreamYard software setup, and she was able to come on, and she showed us she raises quail, similar to chickens, but quail. Anyway, and she had some hatchlings, and so she went and got one of her little hatchlings and showed us her one of the hatchlings, and then she showed us her dogs. She has three dogs, and so she showed those to us, and just, got her feet wet, so to speak, as far as what it would be like to be in a live stream when she creates her channel. So her channel is going to be Making It You with Eva. And so hopefully soon she will be brave enough to record her first video. We're all looking forward to that. She's very country, just to let you know. She's very country. Her and her husband live back in the sticks. They do lots of fishing and, catching fish in all different kind of ways. And they do some gardening. And, of course, there's raising of chickens and quail and all that entails. And she does some canning. There all kinds of, she's very, self-sufficient and homestead type stuff. And so I think her channel is going to be kind of a variety. Plus she crochets and she makes amigurumis as well as blankets and stuff like that as well. So she's just a multi-talented, multi-faceted human being, and I think the world is a better place with her in it. My world certainly is. So I'm very blessed to have found her, and we were just like, boom, just like dynamite when we met. We just hit it off, and that was about a year ago now. And I felt like that I had known her my whole life. I just can't even say enough good things. So my life has been so much better with her in it, and I hope she knows that. So, and Amy as well. I wish Amy was local. I really do. She's our free spirit, the one that always has something positive to say and knows how to put a positive spin on things, and just this is the sweetest, most joyful person, and you can't get more sweeter than Amy, that's for sure. And she's so knowledgeable with crochet. She's so smart. She makes amigurumi, tiny little bitty amigurumi with thread, and she knows how to adapt patterns to do different things with them and everything. She's just so smart, and she knows how to do all kinds of things. And on top of that, she's a mother of 3 and a wife and a caregiver. And the Lord, when it came to friends, the Lord just blessed me in multitudes to have these wonderful women in my life. And of course there's Llama Mama Kayla, who is near and dear to my heart. And I'm blessed that she gives me the time of day. So, because with all her conditions and everything, I don't know how she has time for anybody but herself, considering what she goes through on a daily basis. And then she makes time for us on YouTube and makes videos to entertain us. And we just need to be grateful that she does that, because, you know, most of the time she doesn't feel like doing that. But she does it anyway, because she knows that we look forward to hearing her voice and seeing her face, and how much it means to us to do that. So anyway, I'm going to leave Amy's link in the description. Please go and watch a video, watch all her videos, and subscribe. We need to get her to 1K, and then after we get her 1K, we need to get her watch hours so she can get monetized, and maybe she can do more on YouTube, and you know, bring more to her family as a result of that. So let's hope for that. But y'all probably want to know what's going on with me. Wednesday I did go to a orthopedic doctor about my left hip that had been aggravating me. I've been trying to get to an orthopedic doctor for like two to 3 months, something like that. Finally the referral got pushed through, and they called me, and I got in the next day after they called me. And so I went, and it took like 2.5 hours, and I was at the appointment like 40 minutes early. And it still took till afternoon. But I went, and they had me x-ray. You know, I had to have an x-ray, and the doctor said, well, he said, there nothing shows up on the x-ray. So he physically examined. He said, yep, that's bursitis. And I was like, knew that already. And he said, when did you have it last? And I said, in 2016. He said, what'd they do? And I said, they gave me an injection. And I said, and it took care of it until now. And he said, well, he said, that's what we're going to do today. So he went in there to the other room and got a couple of shots ready, and come in there and shut the door. And I guess it's okay that he that he was shooting me in the hip with needles, because he was cute. He was a good-looking doctor. He really was. I was glad I had put makeup on and made an effort, you know, for my appearance. At least if he's going to be, you know, shooting needles in my hip, at least I looked good. Because he was age appropriate. He had salt and pepper hair going, and the dazzling blue eyes, and yeah, he was a looker. And he said, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I said, no, it costs me money to come see you. I'll call you if I need you. And he's like, okay. Bless his heart, he was so sweet. He was so sweet. And there was such nice people in the waiting area. This one older couple, she had, I guess she was the patient, or she was with her husband. And there was this little waiting area outside the x-rays. And so she was waiting for her x-ray, and her husband went off to the restroom. But no sooner than he went out of sight, you heard boop, 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 boop. He was farting. It was so funny. And I was like, I guess he's just going to fart his way across the carpet, isn't he? And she laughed. She said, you heard that, did you? And I said, oh, yeah. And so he went to the restroom, and he came back. And when he came back, he sat next to me. And she said, you gonna let him sit next to you after he did all that farting? And I was like, yeah, he went to the restroom. He's okay now. He's fine now. It's all out of his system now. Hopefully. It was funny. She's like, you gonna let him sit next to you after he did all that? He was nice. They were both very nice. But it was just, and there was this one lady that was in the other waiting room. Theodore, go lay down, baby. That's him bumping into the tripod. Really, dude, as soon as I start recording, hold on, y'all. All right. Gotta love a dog with bad timing. Seemed like he has a radar. Oh, she's recording. Let me go. Need to go out. I said something to Will earlier when he came home from work about needing a doggy door, and he said, Mama, it would take up the whole bottom half of the door. I'm making your point. What's your point, Will? I need a doggy door. It doesn't matter that my doggy is 75 pounds. I need a doggy door. It would make my life so much easier if he could just go over there and let himself out and back in and not interrupt me when I'm crocheting or recording videos. Anyway, So I got my hip shot, and my hip has been so much better, because it had been really like rock hard right here on my left hip, like really rock hard right there on the outside of my hip right there. And ever since the shot, it went back to being soft right there. I mean, you know, let's face it, I'm 50. I'm not meant to be Miss Hard Body. Plus, that takes hours a day in the gym to be a hard body. And we know I'm not going to do that. I ain't got it in me to do hours in the gym every day. But anyway, so it's back to being normal. And I was actually able to sleep on my left side for once, which helps my poor tailbone. Because my bed's all lumpy and I bought a mattress topper, but it doesn't work real great. And it feels, with my tailbone being previously fractured, it feels like a lot of times like I'm sitting on a dull spike, and like it's, you know, it's like a bone breaking kind of pain, and it's very uncomfortable. And certain places in my bed, even when I lay on my back, you know, even with the mattress topper, it's still difficult. But I could only afford a $30 mattress topper. I couldn't afford the 100 and whatever for the real tall one. So I just need a new bed is what I need. But that, you know, takes more money than I can afford to sack away right now. The summer is not kind to us down here with light bills. And they had some big kerfuffle with SWEPCO, and some error in their system where they overcharged us last year, and they determined that each person had about $70 credit coming to them or something like that, and they were going to divide it over 3 bills. And when I got that bill that they just come out with, they gave us the credit all right, but then they come up with a new charge that wasn't on the previous bills that made us only get like about a $7 credit instead of the full 25 or whatever it was supposed to be. So, needless to say, there's always, you know, they're going to stick it to you anyway, any kind of way they can. So they gave us the credit. The credit's sitting there, but then there's also a brand new fee that never appeared on any of my previous bills. Funny that. So that's where we are. I need tires on the van. I need a new bed, and now the SWEPCO's sticking it to me. So until fall, I won't be able to put no money back until we're not running 3 air conditioners at full tilt all day long, all night long. So when we can stop running the air conditioners all day, every day, and get the light bill down, then I might be able to start, you know, putting some money back. Unless I start getting orders for tops and sweaters again, which would be amazing. So I'll throw that out at y'all. If any of y'all want tops and sweaters, you know, made by me, please email me and we will work out the details. I'm very reasonable on my rates. So, and I customize them based on your measurements and you know, your color taste and what have you. I don't do complicated stitches. I keep my stitches simple. But I have yet to find anyone that was unhappy with my tops or sweaters. So there's that. There's lots of videos referring to sweaters I've made and, you know, that kind of thing if you want to go watch those. Thank you. But yes, email me if you're interested, and I'll get a wait list started. I'm a fast crocheter, so it doesn't take me long to put one out. And I really want to stick with the lower 48 so that I can keep the cost down. If you're in Canada, then we'll talk about the shipping pricing, but usually it takes $60 to ship a sweater to Canada. So keep that in mind. That would be on top of what the sweater actually costs to make. So, and of course, and then you have to consider, am I going to use yarn I already have, or are you going to, you know, want me to get other yarn, or is it something like I did have Roxy who actually sent me the yarn she wanted me to use for her tops, and so, you know, there's that. You know, if you want to do something like that, that can be, you know, arranged and negotiated. So, because I know certain people want certain types of fiber and certain types of, you know, yarn used, and so Rig can do that. I'm not allergic to wool, And of course now I'm working with some thinner yarns, so that does take a little longer, but it's doable. So keep that in mind as well. So what have I been working on? Well, of course I got her cardigan finished. I showed that in the last video. And I'm going to switch gears on Will's blanket, because I'm not enjoying this big twist at all. I thought I bought it real cheap. I got a real good deal on 9 skeins of yarn to use for Will's blanket, and I was really excited with the green, the 2 shades of green and the black, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna work out good. You know, it's you know, it's darker colors, and he, you know, I thought maybe that would be more along his lines, and he would like the darker colors. He's really not picky. He doesn't care, long as it's green, long as it's mostly green. He's not picky. So and the more I tried to work with this big twist, it's just a rougher yarn than I've grown accustomed to. I know a lot of people find it very soft, but I don't know if it's this particular color, this particular dye. Let me just show you. But this, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I got a bad batch, or, you know, if this colorway, this is forest green in the big twist. But this is how far I've gotten. And I'm just struggling with the use of this yarn. It just feels so rough to me. And it's a little splitty, and I've tried different hooks. I've tried 3 different hooks, and I'm still having trouble. So I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to go back to the original plan with his blanket, this other one that I started last year. So it's greens, but it's also got cream in it, and this blanket is way further along, and I have consulted with the stash, and I have plenty of this yarn, the yarns that are in this, to make it big enough for him. So that's what I'm going to do, because see, look how much further this one is. So this is much further, and I need to get it done by September 12th. So yeah, I think I'm going to go back to the original blanket configuration, and this is what that's what I'm going to do, since this one is so far much further in progress. And I know this is a 6mm hook. I know exactly where all the yarn is for this. It's in my cubes and easy to get my hands on. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to this one and finish this one, because it's already in progress. There's no reason, and that way, you know, no one thinks I have forgotten about this whip. I have not forgotten about this whip. I'm going back to this whip as from my original plan to make this Will's blanket. So this is going back to being Will's birthday blanket. It was supposed to be his Christmas blanket last year. That didn't happen. Y'all know how that goes, right? Yeah, y'all know how that goes. Anyway, so there's that plan. And Llama Mama Kayla has also graciously agreed to allow me to make her a cardigan. And after spending the day with her last month, or earlier this month, it's still July, yes. I got a sense of her color palette, you know, there at her home, and her likes. And so while yellow is certainly one of her favorite colors, she also likes pinks and turquoises and lots of other colors. She just likes color, okay? Beautiful, bright, cheerful color. And so when I did a deep stash dive last night in my caffeinated haze, because I drank a lot of caffeine yesterday to chase away a cold, and it worked. No more cold. So between the herbal tea and the caffeine and the very strong cup of coffee that I drank, and you know, and all that, the cold symptoms have left me, thank goodness. But I bought this yarn either earlier this year or late last year, I don't remember, but I bought it on a sale. But this is that big twist party yarn, and this color is called, let me find it, Candy. So look at that. And if y'all watched Llama Mama Kayla as much as most of us have, you know this has her name on it. So yes, I will be using some complementing colors. because I want to really pizzazz it up. So I'm going to probably, because I'm going to do a granny stitch cardigan for her, and I'm going to splice in some solid colors in between rows, and really just kind of, because she likes things that are not perfect. She likes things that are, you know, pizzazz. So I'm going to deliver on the pizzazz, you know what I'm saying? And I have 8 skeins of this, and each skein holds 240 yards. So that's going to be plenty, especially since I got some Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in a couple of different colors. I have it in this turquoise. I have it in these pinks, and yeah. So and purple, all these colors that I have solids of these. So it's not going to be a problem to, you know, splice it up and make it look very nice. It will look very nice. And I'm very excited to put that together for her. So excited. So that is in the works. And she is taller than me. She's like 5'7", 5'8", something like that. I noticed when we were walking together in the store that she's quite a bit taller than me. I'm only 5'4". So I'm gonna get her to have Big Daddy measure from her shoulder to where she'd like the cardigan to end at, to make sure that it's long enough for her, because I have some shirts here that are her size that I can use for the other measurements, and make sure that it fits her nice and comfy, because I know she likes loose fitting clothes, and we will get that done. We will get that done, and I'm excited to do that. Now the new top that I was talking to some of y'all, I was talking to y'all about, the boho top, that's kind of on hold, but I do have the yarn back here for it. I switched yarn on that too. I'm going to use this because it's self-striping, and this should be enough. This is, let me pull one out and I'll show it to y'all. I had this, it was kind of a multi-purpose stash diving event that took place yesterday. This is Soho Playful in the colorway, let me see, Borealis. So is that not gorgeous? That is gorgeous. So this yarn is 65% cotton, 35% acrylic. It's 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 218 yards, 200 meters. It's machine wash and dry, and they recommend a 5.5 crochet hook and a 5.5 knitting needle. And it says it's a 4-weight. Now I made a shawl for a cousin, and it seems to be a little bit roving, meaning it goes from thick to thin, which is fine. It's fine. But this will be that boho top that I talked about. I want to say that I talked about with y'all, with some fancy. I don't know if it was in. It might have been in the general chat for the Facebook page. I know I talked about it in there, and I got to get another piece of tape for this. Yeah, I'll just lean it over here so I can go get another piece of tape. But so there's that. And I started something last night in the wee hours of the morning, probably late, because of course it also came out of the brainstorming that happened after I went through all my totes looking for yarn for. I started going through the totes looking for Llama Mama Kayla's yarn, yarn that I wanted to use for her cardigan, and I ended up finding yarn for 2 other projects. A project that I didn't know I was going to be making, and until the idea just populated in my head. And then the boho top that I want to design and make, that I saw it on Instagram. There was this really beautiful, it's made of these really lacy granny squares, and it's just, it's inspired, it's just so inspired. This beautiful, really loose, flowy, it was just so, and when I saw it, I was like, I have to make one. I have to make one. You ever get that? You ever come across something like that, and you see it on Instagram, and you're like, I have to make that. I have to make that. And then reality sets in, and you're like, but you don't know how to make that yet. So it sets you on a course of going and doing searches on YouTube for lacy granny squares and or square doilies, or just random searches trying to find the square that you can actually do with your, you know, not so nimble fingers, because we know Tap Mama does not do crochet acrobats. Crochet acrobats is called triple crochets. I don't want to do that. But there was this one tutorial I ran across where she does nothing but triple crochets and chain fives, and it was so beautiful. Oh, I'm gonna have to try it. But see, last time I tried triple crochets, I about broke my wrist. But of course, the besties reminded me that's when I was almost 400 pounds and had all that pressure on my joints that I no longer have on my joints. So we're going to try the triple crochet again. And that's as crochet acrobat as I'm going. Unless I find something. Now, I have tried the puff stitch, and that wasn't too bad. But we'll just have to play it by ear, y'all. I make no promises. Don't ask me to do bobbles. I hate those things. No bobbles. No, none of that spike stitch. Reach down here and pull up a loop. Reach over here and pull up a loop. No, nope, nope, nope. Them's acrobats, y'all. Acrobats. So, there was a project that I came across when I was looking for pink yarn, and I found the brightest, most shiniest of pink yarn that I own, that I have in my possession. And I ordered it. I got this last year, I think. Yeah, I want to say it was last year. It is Line Brand's Basic Stitch, and reflective. It's anti-peeling. It's a 4-weight. Recommends a, what does it say? It says a 5mm. Okay, 5mm knitting needle and crochet hook. It's 88% acrylic and 12% polyester. Machine washable and dryable. And these bad boys only have 115 yards each. So, but I had 6 of these, and then I had 5 of these hanks of Chroma Twist bulky weight. I know, bulky, right? And it's classified as a 5. Now this is actually 70% superwash wool and 30% nylon, machine washable and dryable. I'll show you. This is what the cake looks like after I caked it up. It's marled looking, okay? It's reminiscent of puzzle, okay? But it's gorgeous, okay? And believe it or not, this yarn, even though it said it was a 4-weight, it's a plump 4-weight. It actually ends up working very good together. And the pattern I'm using is from Fiber Flux. I will link the tutorial in the description box for y'all. I put it in the general chat over at a Facebook group, and everybody was like, cool, cool. It's a really easy, really super easy and quick, works up like lightning. So I'm going to show you my progress since last night, because that ought to tell you how quick it is. Let me put this down here. But it's called the Friendship Shawl. And there is a particular YouTuber that this is for. I'm not going to tell you who yet. And I don't even know when I send it to her if she's going to be willing to show it on her channel or not. She's been through a lot lately. It'll be completely up to her. The ball will be in her court when I send it to her, whether she wants to share it on her channel or not. I'm not going to, I don't want her to feel obligated whatsoever. This is just from my heart to hers, because, well, that's just who I am. So, now when Fiberflux does her tutorial, she only chains 55, because it's a multiple of 5 plus 4. So that's how the pattern goes. And I chained 80 plus 4. Okay, so this is what we got. And because I wanted it to be bigger than the little skinny one that she has on the tutorial. Well, I perceived it being skinny. But so I had started off with 6 of these and 5 of the chromas, and so I see what I got. I got 2 more of these in the bag that where I caked them, and I got that cake that I just showed y'all, and then I got these 3 that I haven't touched, and this one that I'm working on. So I am playing a little bit of yarn chicken because this is discontinued, and I don't and I don't know if Knit Pick still carries that yarn, or because I got it on a steal of a deal when I got it last year. A steal of a deal, okay? I forget how much I paid. It was cheap. I want to say it was cheap. Because it was in hank form, and I was like, really like, ooh, that's cheap for a hank. You know what I'm saying? Because yarn that comes in hanks is typically very expensive, especially on my budget. So there's that. But I had to have it because, I mean, look at the transition of that. I mean, I'm going to show you from where I started here, but look how it's marled, similar to puzzle, but it doesn't have the striping that puzzle has. It's just so lovely. And the even stranger part is that the pattern calls for a 6.5 millimeter hook, a K hook. Okay, I'm using this vintage Susan Bates K hook on the pink, and using this Clover K hook on the blue, because that's what works up the easiest. Because when I tried to use this on the blue, it worked my hand to death, but when I switched to this, it went through it like butter, and vice versa. So sometimes you just have to roll with it. When you're fortunate enough to have multiple hooks, and I just dropped that hook, didn't I? What did I do? Where did it go? There it is. Fell right in my little square bag down here. But anyway, when you're blessed with a variety of crochet hooks to be able to use, I feel like I'm blessed to have these hooks to be able to switch back and forth from. Then you can do that, because different yarns call for different hooks. So if you're having trouble with a particular yarn, don't get rid of that yarn, switch your hook. I learned that from Jennifer over at Cinnamon Stitches. She's the one that taught me that. So don't give up on the yarn, switch your hook, try a different hook. So we can thank Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches for that. And that's her name. She is not Cinnamon Stitches. Her name is Jennifer. Please remember that. So we can thank her for reminding us that if you're having trouble with the yarn, just switch your hook. So anyway, but like I said, this is called the Friendship Shawl. And I'm hoping to get it to be about 60 inches long. Hopefully. With my calculations, with my measuring tape, I'm hoping that's where I'm going to end up. We shall see. But this is how much I've gotten done in last night and today. So, and we'll see. I'll be done by the end of the weekend. It's such an easy, I mean, it's just a double V shell, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. That's it. There's no chaining in between clusters, nothing. It's just easy peasy. And look at the stitch definition. I mean, just look at that. Look how bright them colors are. Look how beautiful that is. It just looks wonderful. To be such a simple stitch, it looks so good. I'm just so proud of it. And now, when I made this before, I think I gave, I think the one that I made before, I made in using Red Heart. One of the stripes from Red Heart, and I'm going to put that inside my shirt so I don't snag the yarn again. But yeah, it was one of the Red Heart stripes. I had used a whole skein of jumbo, like 400 and something yards. I think I used maybe 1.5, and made it really, pretty good and long. And then I washed it with some fabric softener, and it was heaven after that. It was super soft and wonderful. And then I gifted it to Tara Lynn. So I think her channel is All Yarned Up. So yeah, I think I gifted it to her with a hook. I think I sent her. I had a spare 6mm clover hook and sent that to her too, and with some other little stuff a long time ago before we moved. This was a couple of years ago. But yeah, so that's how when I was thinking I wanted to make this particular person something, and I remembered this pattern, and I was like, ooh, that'd be nice to make a wrap with that. You know, it's a shawl. It's called a shawl, but I'm also going to call it a wrap, because she'll be able to wrap it around her shoulders and enjoy it, hopefully. And so I remembered that pattern and how quick that would work up, and how pretty it was at the same time, because Fiberflux, I think her name might be Jennifer too, she uses pink. She uses Red Heart pink yarn in that tutorial, and that's how I had to find it, because I couldn't remember what the name of the video was, and so I was going through all her playlist of tutorials trying to find it. And then I had it saved into one of my playlists on my channel stuff, you know, because we all have those playlists of tutorials that we refer back to. I'm the same. I have a whole long list of tutorials that I've watched and saved or come across and said, ooh, I want to try that, and I'll just save it to this particular playlist so that I can go back and watch it and refer back to it. And then if I get in the middle of the project and need to, you know, click off of it, I make sure it's saved so I can go back and watch it again if I need to refer back to it for whatever project I'm working on from that. So, yeah. So I think Jennifer over at Fiberflux is the one, you know, that I just want to go back and make another one of these. And I didn't, at the time that I decided to make it out of this yarn, I wasn't aware that it was called the Friendship Shawl. And then when I saw that, I was like, how fitting is that? How fitting is that this is what it's meant to be, a bridge to friendship, a reaching out to someone that, you know, that's been feeling kind of low. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you know, she don't know me, but I just, I haven't been able to stop thinking about her and praying for her. And I just, you know, when you're a crocheter and you crochet as good as she does and as good as I do, very rarely do people make you things. And I just thought it would be nice to make her something that she may not think to make herself. And so there you have it. And like I said, it will be completely up to her whether she wants to show it or not. I'm not going to be offended if she doesn't, because, you know, that's her channel. She'll run it how she sees fit, and that's as it should be. So, you know, no worries. This is just from my heart and something I'm enjoying working up. I'm playing with yarn that I think is gorgeous, and I'm enjoying the feel of it, and I'm enjoying the stitches of it. It's inspiring me. And what more could you ask for out of crochet, right? Is to inspire you, to bring calm to your heart while you're doing it. You know, just bring happiness to you. That's what crochet's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be about backbiting, drama, and all the other stuff that, you know, keeps happening. None of that is supposed to have anything to do with what we're doing here. I mean, my channel is about Jesus, crochet, and my weight loss journey. I mean, and of course, tidbits about my daily life. You know, I can tell you that I share about a fourth of what's actually going on with my life. I share what I'm comfortable sharing, which is quite a lot more than the average person might be comfortable with sharing. But I don't share my whole picture with you. I don't share everything, because there's not enough hours in the day to share everything with you. Plus, I wouldn't have any privacy whatsoever then, would I? And of course, I don't let anyone tell me what to do on my channel at all. I've never listened to any of that. I don't, I mean, if people give me, if I ask for advice in a video into the comments, that's one thing. But I have had people especially with my weight loss, and especially when and they were well intended. I know that their intentions were good, and oh, you shouldn't be eating that, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Look, that's not for you to say. I am following the guidelines that my doctor gave me. I do have cheat days, which for me is Friday or Saturday. I'm allowing myself a cheat day because guess what? I've lost 160 pounds. I deserve a cheat day. Now it's going to vary from week to week what that is, but I'm going to allow myself a cheat day every week because I have lost 160 pounds. So I'm not going to permit anyone to talk to me any kind of way about what I eat. When you have lost 160 pounds, then you can come talk to me about what I eat. Okay? When you have underwent gastric bypass and hernia repair in the same surgery and went through the recovery I have, and then right on the heels of that, a kidney stone attack that landed you in the hospital with a superbug, and then recovered from all that and rallied and became healthier and happier, then you can tell me. Okay? So, all this, talking smack about other, people and their lives and what they choose to do with their lives is really none of nobody's business. No one has the right to dictate what content creators do with their life. What they share with you is what they share with you. If you don't want to watch what they share with you, unsubscribe and leave. I promise you, where there's one that is not happy, there'll be 10 more that are totally content watching someone that is completely genuine, that is completely down to earth and real, and that you don't have to worry about that person's putting on false airs or pretending to be something that they're not. Because when you come watch me, you're getting me. You're getting the real me. You're not getting someone fake or someone putting on just to get more subscribers or just to make more money. That's not what I'm about. My living, my bills are not dependent upon this channel. I do this channel because I enjoy it. Yes, that little bit of check that I get from YouTube does help buy groceries for my family every month and buy yarn for my collection and for me to show y'all. But my whole livelihood is not dependent upon that. So I'm not judging other content creators that take input from their subscribers to help them put out content that's going to help them make money for their family. I'm not judging that at all. That's a formula that they have developed over the course of their YouTube career that's helped them be successful. So if you see other content creators taking input from their comments and their subscribers, that's because that's the formula that is what's working for them to be successful in doing what they're doing. It's not because they're letting you dictate what they do on their channel, but it's part of a formula that allows them to be successful in doing what they're doing to provide for their family. It's not that and it's also not because they don't enjoy what they're doing. They do, or they would find another line of work. But that still doesn't give anyone the right to tell them what they can and can't do in a forcible, rude, and demanding way. That's intrusive and that's just wrong. So when input is asked for, then give input. But be nice about it. Be polite. Be respectful. There's no reason to beat people up over stuff that they mention on their channel. There's no reason to beat them up. This is yarn, people. This is crochet. For Pete's sake. Be nice. Be kind. And if you're coming to my channel, please remember that I'm about Jesus. And Jesus, is kind. Jesus is loving. And Jesus is forgiving. But not forgetting. Okay, so with that, I'm going to close out and get off my soapbox and get back to my crochet. I'm going to put on some music or a really good TV show. I don't know which. And I'm going to finish this friendship shawl. And then sometime next week, the end of next week probably, I'll get it into the mail to the hopefully happy recipient. So I love y'all, and so does Jesus, and please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue, and I will see y'all soon. Bye now.